What would you do and how would you handle if a lot of things have popped up that I've noticed. One was I watched something where a teacher had picked out a student and said, I'd like you to leave. She did absolutely nothing for him to say that to her. And then after she left, the teacher said to the rest of the class, you knew what I did was wrong. Why didn't any one of you stand up to me to say anything? What would you do if you seen that happen? What would you do if you were confronted with the devil? And they say to you, they're the devil. And there's a whole room full of people that are corrupt. What would you do in that situation if you were by yourself? Could you be bribed to do whatever they ask you to do? Or would you choose to keep the money train coming and have them pay you to do unscrupulous things? And if they had a whole network of people who were working for them in every field, how would you handle it? Could you be bribed to or tempted to do whatever they ask you to do, or would you say, just the other day I heard someone talking about how they're going into the mountains, and they have their rifle, and they were looking to hunt bear or deer. Then there was a bunch of other people around, and they were all talking to him like it was okay to do that. Just have a nonchalant conversation about shooting animals. Animals that have families. weapon, and you feel it's okay to take another life just because you have a weapon. Would you want your family to be hunted like that? Think about it. Those bears have families, those deers have families. And do you feel it's okay to take them out because you feel God gave you teeth, so that's what you do with them? I mean, take that in your heart. See what your heart tells you. Don't listen to the mind. Feel through it. And you do know what goes around comes around. So. They have a right to live here too in peace. They were given life. They're on this planet. They're not here to be hunted or to live in fear or to be slaughtered for profit. That's pretty sick, don't you think? Nor is it okay for any religion to say, oh, this part of the animal is safe to eat. Who gave you the authority to say what part of the animal is safe to eat? I mean, take that into your heart of hearts. Ask your heart, are you being deceived by thinking it's okay to eat part of an animal? Ask your heart, is it safe to eat any of an animal? Any part of an animal? And if you're interested in information about that, you can email me, and I'll gladly let you know where to find it. Down trees at any time for any reason. Take that into your mind. And what about the pollinators? How many people are looking out for them? Where are the gardens for them? Where are their homes? And what about the so-called thing called a weed? There's no such thing as a weed. That weed that you like to call a weed is a food source for another living being. Watch Run, Rabbit, Run. And you can email me and tell me how you feel about that. New Jersey was called the Garden State at one point. What happened to the gardens? Off who to buy that land to build all that, and it looks like a shithole because they didn't think it through. One thing that I'm not for is building a building on top of another building with no open space in between. Here's another thing I thought about today, and I really don't give a damn who, well, you have all the world coming here that, a lot of people came here from other countries to have a better life. Got jobs to provide for their family, or those that came before them got jobs to provide for their family. And then they've gotten money off the government. Now, where is that money from the government coming from? It's got to come from somewhere. So that's coming off the backs of the people who already live here. So you're taking all this money for who knows how many years, how many decades, when you look at all the countries around the world. And how many of those countries have given back to this country with all the money that they did take? And how did they repay the people that they took it from? And so, if any country around the world is down on the American money, after you gotta look, how far back did your relatives go to come and live here to earn a living? And I feel that if any country is down on the American money, well then that's all, they should pay back all that money that they took from this country or took out of this country to bring into their country. Take that into your heart and see what your heart tells you. I'm not for corruption. And if you're having a hard time feeling, and you're so wrapped up in thinking and doing, I highly recommend you watching the film 7 Years in Tibet. Really pay attention to it, especially when they get to the point where they're showing you that when they build their temples, how gentle they are with the earth and the beings that are already in the earth so that they can build their temple. Now, where else on the face of this earth are they doing that? Are they caring and respecting this planet? Or are they just taking for a profit and not caring about anything else but the dead presidents in their pocket? And so with each tree that's cut down that nobody says anything about and just allows it to happen, that's a food source and a home for another living being, as well as what it's doing for us. you warm in the winter. They keep you cool in the summer. They keep you from breathing in what could be harmful to you. And if you're not protecting them and protecting nature, then you're just as much as part of the problem. The Native American Indian came and said, "We borrow this land from those that are yet to come." And how are you making sure that what's here is protected? And how do you want to be seen by those future generations if you do nothing to protect it? How do you think they're going to feel about you? Life for themselves, to give back all the money you took, because you took it off the backs of the Americans that the politicians gave a free-for-all to give out to. I think this country has been good to the rest of the world and to everybody that has come here to live. But they need to take better care of their own people. Because if there is an emergency, a rare emergency, there should be plenty for them without having to go through hell to get it. And not just people saying from other countries, you know, I'm a widow and I need to collect. Because I've seen that too. And not everybody is as corrupt as some of those people that pull that stuff. But like I said, I am not for corruption. I'm not one to keep my mouth shut about it either. Think about it. Just because you have teeth doesn't mean you should be eating animals. That is just a belief that you were raised to believe. And do you really think you can trust the FDA with your life, your health, and trusting them with what they call food? And how about the education system in this country? I think it sucks. Because you have people around the world learning all different types of languages. And yet in this country, what did they do? You had a bunch of buffoons that wanted to dumb this country down. And what are they taught? One language? And then what useful classes are there to really help one through an emergency if they need it? In elementary school, junior high school, I mean, they should really know that. Instead of shoving down your throat shit that doesn't make a difference and doesn't matter. You don't need to go into the history, because what kind of money are you making off of it? And dissecting a frog, get real. You don't take a frog out of the wild to dissect it. It's dumb as shit. And you're taking a life. Think about it. What's in the religious text? Thou shalt not kill. So what does that mean to you? They need to get the bullies out of the schools and really focus on what matters. I feel around the world they should be having kids meditate and focus more on bringing out what brings them the most joy, rather than shoving a bunch of crap down their throat that they're never going to use or even remember. Because if you have kids going to school and in 3rd grade they're quitting because you have punks going to school, well then the school is garbage. Because if they can't control it, then it's useless. There should be no such thing as a bully, and if there is a bully, then the parents are to blame. Because something's really going on in their house for them to act out like that. Could be serious child abuse. So, how does the school handle that? Or are they too busy to get involved or to even care? And what kind of students do you have going to the school? Just watching something like that happen and not stepping in? So you have a bunch of cowards then. We just keep their mouths shut and just watch stuff happen rather than do the right thing to protect somebody from harm. Take it into your heart and see what your heart says. Feel through it. Lose the mind. If you have anything you'd like to share or any comments, you can reach me at REINADHABSBY@gmail.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like me to do an energy reading, send a pic. And I'll end it with a prayer like I always do. We love and bless all humanity, and we love and bless all creations. And if you'd like to say this with me silently or out loud, send love and light to all the places and spaces around the world that need it and want it. And we send love and light around the world to everyone that gives their consent to receive it.